I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.
Well, hello, and how is everybody this Friday night? Welcome to Son of Liberty Radio here on the Smoke Free Radio Network. I'm your host, Patrick, as always. I see there's people in the chat room. Hello, people. This is a weird week for me. I love you guys so much that I let my wife go to Hawaii and I stayed home so that I could do this show with you guys. So I just I want you to feel the warmth that I'm not feeling because I'm not in Hawaii right now with my wife. Anyway, Kevin is here. Kevin, I'm gonna bring Kevin in now. Hello, Kevin.
I'm touching stuff on my screen.
Well, as long as you're not touching yourself, that's okay.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
What are you doing? All by yourself, bachelorized in the place.
I'm batching it for the next couple days.
Word.
I go to the airport in Austin and get her on Monday.
I expect you to have the toilets cleaned, the place swept, mopped, and spanned.
She told me. I told her I was going to reorganize my office while she was away because, like, this is the one place in the house that she has no power. And she said,
"You can leave that a mess." I don't.
She said to me, "She said, don't you hurt yourself while I'm away," because she's afraid I'm going to break my leg again or something, you know. So before we go any further, I do want to. I did a little mean thing. I put a Twitter post in between the countdown and the intro, because our friend Skip, poor Skip, Mark has taken her cell phone.
We love
and Mark says Skip's been up for 2 days with no sleep. She's pale with black under her eyes, and her hands are shaking. Her eyes hurt, and I guess she has broken toes, and she's a mess. Hugging her pillow and blanket. She's snoring. She wants me to wake her up at 9, but sorry, that's not happening. I took her phone. Her work called and tried to get her to come to work, and he denied that. He is protecting his loving wife. So I actually do hope that Skip does not wake up and she can watch the replay. Because our brother Skip is taking care of her. And he did send a secret coded message after that to us. And I'll throw that one on screen too. It says, I made a noise and got the one-eyed "you're going to die" look before she tipped over, grabbed another blanket, and went back to snoring. This is for the TV guys from Mark.
You're gonna die. She's so cranky.
So I please do not tag her or cause any alerts to occur on her phone.
I did, but not now.
Stop
not
it.
Extras. No extras.
We want her to rest. We want her to rest. Because she we love her and we want her to stay
build up her crankiness,
healthy and stuff. But anyway, she did tweet earlier today. I'm going to spend a moment on Skip real quick. And she says, it's Friday, time to troll me and Kevin, but specifically me for tonight's show. She wants to know if there's a guest or a theme. Is Kevin going to be there? Or should she pick up an extra shift and participate in the shenanigans?
See, I think she's saying if I'm not here, she would have.
So
that's what I think.
So anyway, so she said there was a whole thread about trolling our show, Kevin. So I did title the show "Trolling Along," and I said to her in a tweet, I said, I titled the show tonight for you, Skip. It's called "Trolling Along." Kevin wanted to call it "Grumpy Old Broad," but I vetoed that.
In quotation marks.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
So,
do fuck off.
Yeah, let everybody send your good vibes to Skip because she's had a bad week or two, and she deserves all of our well wishes.
Yes,
well wishes. But anyway, Kevin, what? Oh,
Huntington Station, New York. Where in heck is?
I don't know. It's in New York. Shannon's here, and Omicidal's here, and David Lloyd is here, and Mallory is here, and Anthony Mario is on Facebook, and Troop is on Facebook. Even though I told them to stop going to Facebook.
I'm on Facebook.
Andrew is there on Facebook too. He's a dork. Tom Morowitz, our friend Tom from New Zealand, is also there. Drew DeMarco is saying hello from Huntington Station, New York. I don't know where that is. Even so, Anthony says Facebook sucks, but yet he's on Facebook. He could
what's this community standards crap underneath?
I know these fuckers. So they're
what does that
anyway?
mean?
The community standards. Oh, Drew says that he's on Long Island. I have friends that live in Valley Stream. But give me a second here. I got to go to my private. I got to change my profile. Go over here to my profile.
Yeah.
Then I gotta go over here. Oh, come on, slow computer. This isn't like a super fast computer, and it's still slow.
Did you shave off your third head, by the way? I'm just
no, it's hiding right now.
You got him in line behind you.
The other one's on the tripod.
Okay, all right.
So again, for tonight's broadcast, and I don't know if it's for this is valid until Sunday.
I saw this.
Our very good friend, Troop is also our very good friend, but Owl Andrew at Vape Bands is giving a 30% off coupon code for all of our Son of Liberty Radio collaborative products with Vape Band. So if you use the coupon code Son of Liberty Radio, I don't know if this is case sensitive or not, but it could be case sensitive.
These things clusterfuck in the dark. Did you know that?
Yes, the clusterfuck vape bands. I will show you one on my device here. It says
That's
clusterfuck. Right. The not the clusterfuck itself, but the white part glows in the dark. And then we have these. Andrew says it is not case sensitive. And then we have these wonderful vape band wrist bracelets. Or you could put it on your billet box. You could protect your billet box with
Hoist.
It. Like that. Hoist the black flag. Andrew says use lowercase. That it is not case sensitive. Because we want you to protect your wrist as well as your tank.
When you're playing with your Tic Tac, Paul, that's for you.
Okay. Did I not give Andrew a wrench last week? Let me close this.
A wrench? I thought you did.
I gotta have people YouTube. With some wrenches. I made a whole bunch of people wrenches last week on YouTube.
Troop's got one. Look at that. Shannon's got one. Look at that.
Let me see. Let me go over here to my YouTube. Obviously, I want Andrew to be wrenched. I don't want him to wrench his back or anything, but let's see. There he is. Let's hit the three little dots. Add moderator. Okay. So now Andrew has a wrench. Just in case.
Let me in.
Shannon's got a wrench. Troop's got a wrench. Raj, do you want a wrench? I'll give Raj a wrench. He's always in there. I could just make everybody a wrench, and then everybody can moderate each other.
Where's Bruni? I haven't seen Bruni yet.
If Bruni's not there, I can't wrench him.
He tagged me a little bit ago.
Oh, let me make Mallory a wrench too. Not a wench.
Ed, you're very age sensitive.
I'm not making Ed a wrench. He might hurt himself with a wrench.
That arthritis is going to give him trouble. He's don't give me no stinking wrench.
I mean, most of the time, our people are not going to require moderating.
No.
But there has been
we've had trolls
effort by porn bots on YouTube, on some of the YouTube channels that I watch, but I don't think that we're big enough for the porn bots to pay attention to us. No. I can't get people to go to the YouTube channel.
That's why Ed is rarely here with us.
I know.
See? That's the thing.
Ed only goes to the porn channels. So, yes. Vapeband.com.
.com.
I did sell another t-shirt this week.
Ooh.
One t-shirt I sold this week.
Yeah.
The nicotine nerd t-shirt design, which is the one I am currently wearing. I will stand momentarily.
Oh,
the nicotine nerd.
I don't want to know if you're not wearing pants.
I currently am wearing short pants. Short pants. Yes, the nicotine nerd t-shirt, which is available in a V-neck for those people that like V-necks. And there's girl shirts and boy shirts. And I think it's the classic tee. It's this one. Yeah. Somebody keeps asking for 5XL. So this t-shirt is actually available. The ones that say classic tee are available in 5XL. Why do you have a wrench, Breeze Tones? Well, I needed an Aussie contingent to have some, I didn't want to feel like I was gatekeeping the Aussies. So I gave you one.
It's a gateway to power.
Well, if they had a bowling shirt, do you not think I would have one? They make those.
And you call me old.
You are old.
Oh.
Anyway, how the hell have you been, Kevin? I haven't seen you in
I've been
6
better
whole days.
Seen worse. Been much better, and I've seen much worse. My grandson had a sticker emoji. Is that what it is? I called him M-Joys.
See, Breezestone says he's only here for a quick stop in because I did make a joke last week about his coils. You see that? Because I noticed that a whole bunch of people, like I think Phil or Dimitri, one of them posted on Facebook that somebody sent them coils, and I didn't get any. So it is what it is. Why are you muted?
I don't know. I'm pushing buttons, I guess. Logan had a poopy M-Joy sticker, and I had a video of him because he was making such a fuss of it. About the third or fourth time, I said, "What do you got on your finger?" And he's fighting me to show the camera because he's a child, And finally, I got him to go to the camera.
Hold his finger long enough so that.
Yeah.
Did you pull his finger?
No, but he pulls mine.
As you get older, you get that loss of sphincter control, and there's a lot of gas.
That's right. I've heard. Ed's told me.
Yeah.
Troll bots.
Anyway, back to you. So nothing important or good or enjoyable that you would like to relate to our friends.
Grandson.
Well, yes, your grandson is
Kids are well.
Awesome.
Kids are well. Janice hasn't beat me yet. We're coming up on 30 years next month. She's
put up with you for 30 years?
I know. I've told her how lucky she is and everything. She still doesn't believe me.
She's like a fucking saint, Kevin.
30 years.
They should actually, erect statues and name churches after her.
3 decades. That's
wow.
I know. It's a good thing.
Crazy that she's put up with your nonsense for that long.
I know. It's like a brick wall.
So, I actually, during the week you send me stuff. We post stuff in our little group chat thingy about stuff. But I wanted to put a couple things in that I didn't, send you.
It's not very
because
nice.
I wanted to read your face, with like fresh eye, so that you didn't know. These are stories that you didn't share with me. I don't know that you've actually not seen them, but we want to see if you're genuinely surprised or angry.
I glanced and I don't think I saw any of the ones.
Did you stand in these?
No, I saw them in your post, but I didn't.
Did you stand
click on them?
Though? Oh, okay.
Are they Atlantean?
Well, no. This one is this is not about a teenage penis, so this is definitely not a glance one.
Gorged.
So,
I'm ready.
So this one says vaping death.
I did read this.
Russian boy dies, teen sister in hospital, and friend in coma after sleepover vaping session.
Well, because there's no other way to vape than with your sister, first of all.
Well, though, this little ego thing this is the old cone style. So you have the dripping atomizer with the little foam pad in here. This is the old style, that I started with. This is actually the second type of vape device that I ever vaped on.
Wow. Back
in the old-timey days.
So the whole top right side pink is the
so
atomizer.
this bit right here, there's an atomizer. This is just like a cone. Okay. And this mouthpiece goes down in here some ways, and it's full of foam. And you actually put the e-liquid in that foam and then put it in there. No, this is like just foam. And then there's an atomizer down here, and the foam, the impregnated foam, rests on top of that coil. And that's how there used to be a company called Firebrand, and they had their own branded egos. And that's the second vape device that I ever owned.
Is this
This is like this isn't even a twist. Yeah, this is like I can't see for sure, but this almost looks like a Joytech logo down here on the bottom.
Yeah, like a 450 or 600.
I can't see that.
Is this the mythical aquarium foam that people would talk about using to replace? No? Okay.
No.
Okay. I knew
it's
about
not mythical. That does exist. I actually did that as well. So now they're advertising. See, this advertising is definitely tailored towards me, right? Yeah. So anyway, a boy has died, and his teenage sister and her friend are fighting for their lives in a hospital following a vaping session sleepover in the Russian city of Baysk. Dennis Schneider, 12, could not be saved. However, his 18-year-old sister Victoria is in intensive care, and her 17-year-old friend Anastasia R. Remains in a coma, the Mirror reports. The trio were reportedly poisoned by the e-cigs and found unconscious together the next morning by Anastasia's grandmother. Prior to her hospitalization, Victoria is said to have posted on social media, "I vape all day long until I feel sick."
Yeah. Well, vape sessions.
Yeah. And they had all consumed smoking mixtures with an electronic device. A spokesperson from the Russian Investigative Committee, Ludmila Ryazentseva, said the Mirror reports that the incident has sparked an investigation into whether negligence or lack of parental supervision had contributed to the death. Hey, guys. Oh, dear God. The Russians, The Russians are not blaming the device. Look, the Russians are looking at the parents. Oh, dear Lord.
And the 18-year-old sister, I hope.
Well, yeah, she's
who probably making the drinks, right? So
I don't know.
Either.
Vaping concerns in Australia. The report comes just months after Sydney teen Dakota Stevenson, 16, revealed she had landed in intensive care last year with what doctors believe was EVALI.
A year later, they still believe.
Linked to vaping or e-cigarettes that was first reported in the United States.
Yeah.
Unknown to her mother, Dakota had been vaping nicotine several times a week for months. She was taken to the hospital in September 2020, released a week later, but 1 year on, she was still struggling to breathe properly. There are no words to describe what we were feeling at the time. It was a mother's worst nightmare, her mom, Natasha, told Sunrise. Data from a 2017 survey cited by New South Wales Health shows 9.5% of students aged 12 to 15 years and 20.7% of students 16 to 17 had used e-cigarettes. They really want me to buy this patriotic shirt here. They keep showing me that. These vapes contain a whole range of things that could make you sick, Associate Professor at Walyan Respiratory Research Center, Alexander Larcolm, told 7 News in October.
Thank goodness they already know.
In a study of 65 nicotine-free vaping e-liquids cited by Larcolm, there were traces of chemicals linked to lung and bladder cancers. If you get if you put e-liquid up your pee-pee, it's going to burn kids. Please don't do that.
That sounds like an experienced voice. I would take that advice accordingly.
I'm just saying.
Honey, could you hold this for a minute?
Chemicals used in disinfectants and pesticides. Traces of a now banned cinnamon flavoring and dangerously high levels of lung and airway irritant benzaldehyde.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, other studies have shown that young vapors are 5 to 7 times more likely to get COVID than non-users.
They've hit 3 out of 10. Denial of responsibility just happens to be in there.
Yes, denial of responsibility, exclamation point. News Concerns is an automatic aggregator of all the world's media. All the world's media. In each content, the hyperlink to the primary source is specified. All trademarks belong to their rightful owners. All materials to the authors. If you are the owner of the content and do not want us to publish your materials, please contact us by email.
So we're going to publish it, and if you don't like it, then let us know.
Yeah, we're going to steal your shit. And if you catch us, then we'll take it down within 24 hours.
Oh, my God.
Hey, there's Bruni.
Oh, Bruni, there you are.
Oh, do I need to give... Is Bruni...
I don't know.
Bruni's already got a wrench.
He's got a wrench.
Bruni's already got a wrench.
I bet he'd swing it pretty freaking hard. That's my opinion.
I don't know.
He was a drummer. You know that, right?
He's old, though.
He's not as old as Ed.
Everybody's old tonight, Kevin. I'm just going to call everybody old. All right.
Like cranky old bastards and cranky old broads.
Except for the women. I will not refer to women as old.
Even Betty White called herself a broad.
She could call herself a broad, but she did not call herself old.
She didn't call herself cranky, and yes, she called herself old.
No, she didn't.
Of course she did. Oh,
read the quote, Kevin. She did not call herself old.
I thought she said cranky.
No, she did not. You're wrong.
I was wrong.
See,
second time.
In the last minute,
Liana.
In the last minute,
at least.
Yeah. So not only that, so that was news that I had not seen because it's from Russia, and
I'm sad people.
We don't have any people in Russia. We need to get some Russian vapors. We need to also encompass that into our international efforts.
I hope there's Google Translate.
I'm sure that unlike Americans, people in other countries learn more than one language, Kevin.
True.
I mean,
true.
I speak English okay. Sometimes. I did take Latin.
You did?
I went to Catholic school. You're sort of required.
I know Pig Latin.
Back in old timey days, we still did the mass in Latin. But anyway,
Their accent would throw me off, but I would need Google to read anything.
I mean, everybody already knows that I'm a huge fan of Russian. Somebody said they make David Lloyd said this is a Russian mod right here.
Let's see.
This is a Calibri.
That's party.
It's a Calibri mod. Yes, this is the tiniest 18350 mod ever.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I have 2 of them. See?
So the parent of the child is
so the
devastated.
Russian government says we're going to have to talk to those parents.
And they're devastated because they're not parenting. That's all right. There you go.
So
that's what I want to see.
In America, if that were to happen here, they would be like,
it's our
let's
fault.
go after these vape company people that have never, ever, ever had any interaction
vape people
with these children and blame them. Yes, let's blame the technology instead of the parenting. So you're familiar with Tom Sawyer, right? Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn.
Today's Tom Sawyer gets high on you.
No, that's a different Tom
yeah. The painting, the fence, and it's fun. And yeah.
They're from Hannibal, Missouri.
Yeah.
I went to school when I was in school a long time ago. I went to school in Mississippi, right?
In the 60s, 50s.
Not
60s.
in the 60s. I'm in the 80s, dumbass.
That was Ed.
Anyway, and we went to a band competition in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually were we were number 3. We finished 3rd place in the United States. This was the National Marching Band competition.
Damn.
And at the end, during the awards ceremony, they line up all the bands. The hallway that the football players run out of.
Yes.
Right. So they had us all lined up there, and we're going to march out on the field. And you're talking to the guys in the band, but you're teenagers, your kids, anyway, they kept staring at our feet.
Yeah.
And
were
I
you
was
drunk?
No, we were like, this was like
you were
9th
sober?
grade. This was like 9th grade.
Okay.
I didn't start drinking heavily until like the 10th grade.
All
but
right.
anyway, they kept staring at our feet, and we're like, what the hell are you looking at our feet for? And they're like, you're from Mississippi. And we're like, yeah. And they're like, you have shoes.
I was going to say, you got mud on there?
We're like, yeah, we have electricity and running water too. And they're like, Tom Sawyer didn't wear shoes. And I'm like, Tom Sawyer's from Missouri, you dumb illiterate bastard.
I take off my shoes when I hit Kentucky every time, out of respect, of course.
You got to learn how to play the banjo with those toes.
No.
But anyway, Hannibal Public Schools is implementing a new policy to crack down on vaping.
Load up your tasers, kids.
Yep. So
it's a new policy.
I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play the video. Let's see. Hannibal, Missouri. More kids are vaping on campuses in the Hannibal Public School districts, officials say. Now administrators are enacting, there should be a space right here, tougher penalties in an effort to crack. I like to proofread while
I can't even imagine it got through the editing. There is no editing anymore.
If students are caught vaping on campus or have a vape on them, they face a 10-day suspension from school.
Good.
So let's punish the kids by letting them go home and play Xbox for 10 days.
That's what I was just going to say.
High school principal Ted Sampson said the district enacted this policy change on December 1st, as they have seen more students vaping over the past few years, except for like that 2-year period where they weren't allowed to go to school.
If they've seen them, why haven't they stopped them?
Exactly. We have seen a steady increase in the amount of students found with vapes or using them over the past couple of school years. Obviously, that's been a concern for us with the health risks associated with vaping.
Sure.
Before December 1st, students caught vaping faced 3 days of detention. Now, that was a punishment.
I think there's a Russian person in the room.
3 days of detention? Gosh damn it. Mark did a bad job.
Mark?
Yes. Skip woke up.
Oh, good Lord. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my makeup on.
We told Mark to let you sleep. Repeatedly. Anyway, before December 1st, students caught vaping faced 3 days of detention, which is good. You have to go to school. You have to sit in a room. You have to do your fucking work. Suspension, they get to go home and play video games for 10 days.
Well, that's what I'd want.
I'll keep reading. High school nurse Claire Bensman said vaping is a serious issue at school. She said some students don't even know what's inside their vapes. I've had a couple kids that have come because they vaped. They don't know what's in it. Someone had just given it to them. They ended up being sick, or it was some kind of semi-emergency situation that we had to send them to be evaluated by a doctor.
Wow, you got some serious trouble when you got people taking shit just for fun. And just
Hannibal Regional Medical Group. Look at this.
Good Lord.
Capital, lowercase, capital. You guys definitely need a copy editor. Pediatrician Dr. Levi Strube said vaping has detrimental effects as nicotine is addictive and vape juice can contain harmful chemicals. The developing brain of adolescents is prone to addiction.
Oh, now it's prone.
More likely prone.
Good man, might.
Prone.
Likely.
Yes. May.
They don't even know what.
Why are you interrupting me in the middle of a sentence? Now I forgot where I was at.
Prone.
Addicted to the activities, and nicotine in general can lead to more harmful effects down the road, including cigarette smoking and other drug use.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, if it wasn't for that vaping, I would never have started snorting cocaine.
That's right.
High school principal Ted Sampson said vaping can also be a distraction in the classroom. I won't deny that.
I bet it would be.
I mean, somebody's blowing huge clouds and you can't see the chalkboard. Yeah, that could be a distraction.
Well,
kids were asked to leave class. They would be found in the bathroom doing that. And this will hopefully help them focus on being in the classroom and having an education versus having a distraction that pulls them out of the classroom. Isn't it the teacher's job to notice that kids have been gone longer than it takes to take a leak or poop?
I can't imagine how that Skip, our knowing that you're sleeping is none of your concern.
I don't know how we knew. We knew. And everybody else knows.
Either way, if a child is vaping in class and you don't recognize it, understand it, or know it, you probably shouldn't be in the position to try to recognize it, know it, or understand it.
Yes. Sampson said they have already seen fewer students vaping with the policy in place. That just means they got sneakier.
I don't understand these fucking.
Now, I do believe we have a decrease in the amount of students that we have seen through the office discipline since that policy has been put in place, Sampson said. Sampson said students who are suspended for vaping will have access to online learning so they don't fall behind.
Oh, they can vape while they're doing.
So what is the punishment? There is no punishment here.
I don't know. Here's what I can't figure out. How all these brain damaged children are still outsmarting everybody that's an adult. Everybody.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't understand. I ain't scared of her ass. Old ass. Cranky.
Don't talk about her old ass. That's not very nice, Kevin. That's not very nice at all. I'm just saying.
I can't imagine.
That's not very kind at all, Kevin.
You know, Patrick, can you actually tell if she's vaping at that moment or not?
No, I can't tell. So. It could be stuck under the Afghan.
Awful sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking people. You want to create a fictional problem and make it bigger than it is. That's all. Not you, they.
Oh, I
So
just
you
say
got a kid dead.
I don't create fictional problems. I actually create real problems.
Oh my God. You leave Mark alone. He's under protection.
Mark is our friend.
He's vape fam.
He's like a brother to us, yo.
Leave him be and get him in the room so he can come to see us. You're lucky to have him. Somebody's gonna die. That's not allowed without permission.
He's still fam.
I love non-vapors. I love smokers. Bring him in.
I don't
Put him on
draw
the phone.
lines.
Call me up. Put him on the phone. Oh my goodness.
My eyes are watering. My eyes are watering.
Just gonna leave it there for a minute. Let it marinate a little bit.
Yeah,
Poor Skip.
What do you mean, poor Skip?
Ugh, poor Mark now. Yeah, well.
I mean, here, maybe I'll take some of the heat.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take some of the heat there.
Will you?
I just love this, though. I made a noise and got the one-eyed, you're going to die look before she tipped over, grabbed another blanket, and went back to snoring. See, this is a private message. This is a personal message from Mark to us.
That's right.
This is for the TV guys from Mark.
It doesn't concern you.
So Lee, don't blame Kevin.
Yeah, blame me. That's right.
Yeah, go to Ohio and kill Kevin. Don't hurt Mark.
That's right. Come on, I got cookies. You're all gonna die. We've stepped into some weird horror film.
Yeah.
Oh, Skippy.
We love you. We just wanted you to we wanted you to stay asleep if you needed.
We didn't even want to see you, and we love you. Texas is warmer.
It is a lot further.
Find the antagonist. That's the game. There you go. See?
So anyway, hey, there's somebody actually watching on Twitch right now. Diggs BTW says,
Twitch.
"Hey, what's up?"
What's up?
I don't know. He's got a Buffalo Bills avatar.
Somebody's on Twitch watching us.
We're now on Twitch. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Let me know how that ends, Skip. He's alone too right now.
My wife is in Hawaii, so
there's no way anybody would know.
Yeah, not until Monday when I don't go to Austin to pick her up at the airport.
I'll Venmo you some gas money.
Oh, Kevin,
You'd be
Kevin,
back by Sunday.
You're supposed to be on my side.
Oh,
you're just deferred. You're just deferred.
I'm trying to be kinder than necessary, but I can't.
Don't be a furred. Don't be a furred. Chicken.
I could just see her just mumbling to herself all the way to Texas. That's all. This is driving.
I don't know that she has a car that can make it down here. She's always having car trouble.
Fracking.
She might have to steal a car.
Steal a car. Oh.
Leah's here. Did you see Leah Shadav is here? Hello, Leah. So now, a different California university
Victor
is hello, Victor Altec.
So California has
a different California university is making up more bullshit lies.
Yeah, because
secondhand vape exposure linked to respiratory symptoms.
Mm-hmm. This
disappoints me. People that used to smoke, that now vape have lung problems,
Lots of,
yeah, depending on how long they smoked and stuff. But anyway, January 14th of this year. See, if I see this, I'm usually suspect anyway, because this is a paid health website. This is I could write a paper and pay them money and they would publish it. Anyway, right. Secondhand nicotine vape exposure at home is associated with increased odds of bronchitic symptoms and shortness of breath among bronchitic. They want to use, shortness of breath among young adults, according to a study published online January 10th in Thorax, which is the Journal of Thoracic Medicine. Talat Islam, MD, PhD from the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, and colleagues examined the effect of secondhand nicotine vape exposure on annually reported wheeze, bronchitic symptoms, and shortness of breath in a cohort of 2,097 participants from the prospective Southern California Children's Study with repeated annual surveys from 2014. The average age is 17.3 years of age. And in 2014 and 21.9 years in 2019. The researchers found that during the study period, the prevalence of secondhand vape or nicotine vape. You notice
right?
They're specifically throwing in the nicotine now.
Yeah.
Nicotine vape increased from 11.7 to 15.6% in this population. During the study period, the prevalence of wheeze, bronchitic symptoms, and shortness of breath range from 12.3 to 14.9%, and 19.4 to 26%, and 16.5% to 18.1%, respectively. After adjustment for vaping, active and passive exposure to tobacco or cannabis, and demographic. Nobody in California smokes pot. None.
No.
And demographic characteristics: age, gender, race, ethnicity, parental education, associations of secondhand nicotine exposure from bronchitic symptoms, and shortness of breath were observed. Odds ratios 1.4 and 1.53, respectively. When the analysis was restricted to participants who were neither smokers nor vapors, the associations were stronger. While association is not causation, let's highlight that. Let's highlight that. Let's go ahead and point that out. This study is the first to describe the negative effects of secondhand nicotine vaping exposure on respiratory symptoms. That's not true. There's been other hack studies. I believe Glance has done a secondhand,
a well-known Glansian study. Yes.
So this is also a lie.
That's correct.
This is not the first to describe negative effects of secondhand vaping nicotine exposure on respiratory symptoms. This guy's a liar. Write the authors in an accompanying editorial. More work needs to be done to prove that this exposure directly causes harm. So what they're saying is, we wrote a little bit of a paper, where we tied something to something else and made you afraid.
That looked
and
good.
Then we're going to, we need to do more studies. So give us another grant.
CDC and NOSH, I forget the
NIOSH.
NIOSH have already done this. They did it at a vape show.
Yes.
Kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass.
Kiss my vaping ass. So,
are you vaping out of your ass? Because that could cause hemorrhoids. I'm just saying.
Is it a hemorrhoidal problem I could have?
Well, I mean, if you're jamming something up your ass, it's probably going to hurt. Well, no, unless you're used to it. It could be. Could be something.
Did you say bronchitic?
Bronchitic, yes.
Why are they having shit that I've never even heard of?
Because they like to make up new words, or they don't want to use. They don't want to use simple words.
So I forget her name at the moment. She is or was on the board of CASA, and she had her Jennifer. There's a hyphen in it. Anyway, she had her lung function done.
Oh Lord!
And what? And
you can't remember her name? She's been on our show.
I can't think of her name at the moment. It's drawing a blank. I'm old.
You are an old man.
What the hell is her name? Tell me her damn name.
I'm not going to help you.
Oh my God. I got to look up the meme because
she is the CASA social media person.
I can't remember her name. I apologize. Kiss my ass. So while I'm vaping it, so you see what I did there? So she's given me permission to do Jennifer Coleman.
No.
Oh, damn it.
Jennifer Coleman was on the board, by the way. I don't know if she still is or not, but she was.
So she's going to probably hate
Jennifer Coleman.
That's who I think it was
a
from.
Nurse. I thought you were talking about
it was from
the other CASA.
That's Stop twitching. So I think it was
we're
her.
on Twitch.
if it wasn't, I apologize. I'd have to look, and it's tenuous at best.
It's a whole thing. You have to do something.
We'd be here 3 more hours. So it's lung function, and it's clearly better. Just that all by itself. I would direct anybody that thinks that lung problems come from vaping, like Dave said, because it has to be vaping. Talk to Ray Yates for 5 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
No, I wouldn't want to make you talk that long because.
Well, no, but Danielle. No,
it's not Danielle.
I swear it was Jennifer.
Jennifer Berger Coleman is one of the 3 named ladies at CASA.
No, I gotta look.
Do I need to go? I just love messing with you. You're so.
I'm not sure of her handle. I've tagged her in the damn thing, so I just don't know what her tag is. Coleman.
Are you talking about Kristen Noel Marsh?
No.
Well, so there's only 2 ladies that I know of at CASA that have 3 names.
I was right. It's her.
Jennifer Berger Coleman.
Yeah.
Yes. She's a nurse. I know this.
It'll take me. Huh?
She's a nurse.
There it is. I'm gonna use the Victor share screen.
You might if I click on it when you actually click on it. Do you remember how to do it?
No. May, could, or might. Where's my?
Are you going to correlate something?
I'm gonna correlate something. That's what I'm gonna do. Stop! You're distracting me. Skip. Is that Skip at your door?
I enjoy my Friday nights.
Let me pre-rub it because you get pissy and all.
Well, I want to be able to read shit if you're going to share it.
I know.
I already have my next screen share already ready. It's already enlarged. It's engorged.
Oh, good. So I asked her when she put this on Facebook. This is where I bleeped out her name first, but and then I tagged her.
Then you tagged her.
Well,
so you bleeped out her name and then tagged her.
Well, on the meme itself, I did, but she's showing that her spectrum neuropathies are all good and better. The 15 and the 16, and they're better, and it's red.
Those are lung capacity tests.
And somebody, that. So I'm not a fucking doctor. So the tweet is unavailable.
Neither am I, but I can read that.
Delete shit. They delete shit, but this is 2017. Much less danger than smoking. I show the link that I'm going to here, which I'm not. A colleague, because it was a hospital that was talking their smack, and then her graphic. I used it for the infinite permission. So there you go.
What? Why were you roboting?
Huh? What?
You were roboting there for a minute.
8 rocks to the planet rock. Don't stop. What?
Well, I don't know.
So thank you, Jennifer B. Coleman. Anyway, I apologize for not remembering for sure who it was.
Man, you're awful with your names.
What's
the British lady that says clusterfuck? What's her name? You remember her
name? Judy.
Okay, just checking.
Judy G. In fact, Skip can.
I'm just trying to figure out where you draw the line at whose names are important and whose aren't.
Lori and Jolly put something on today, and I remembered something from 2015, and Skip said, "Damn, you've got a good memory." So normally when I can relate, you know.
Did you notice that she got really silent? She hasn't posted in the chat room in a minute.
She went back to sleep.
She better not be chopping Mark up.
She's on the way to you. That's why. So anybody telling me generally, unless it's a vapor telling me specifically, anybody saying as a professional that it may, could, likely, is, might, it's possible that lung problems happen because of vaping generally are bullshitting you. Generally. Now, do I believe that there are possibilities? Sure there are. Especially when I first started, I was like, because it's a whole different game.
Well, it is.
But
different weight. Like vape is heavier than smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, the smoke
Except that when
rises.
you go to a vape convention, I challenge every one of you. Go to a
Okay.
vape convention if it has really tall, because lots of them have like, you're in a convention hall and they have really high ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
So vape,
Mm-hmm.
actual water vapor, what we claim our emissions are, right?
Yep.
So when we're vaping and we're exhaling, okay. So when you're vaping, if it is water vapor, which it's not, but I'm just saying, if it is, it's heavier. Well,
Yes.
all of our emissions, that they should be heavier than air, so they're going to fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get enough of that, and it'll stack up, and you'll see, about eye level. But if you go to a vape convention, and you have all this emission, everybody's vape sort of floating around, and you're walking through it, I challenge you to look up.
Yep.
Because guess what? There's a whole bunch of shit way up there at the top, and that is smoke, because it is lighter than air. So certain types, I don't want to make this a good versus bad thing or anything. Certain types of vape actually do cause a minor amount of combustion because there's smoke up there.
Oh.
Something's burning, kids. Just saying. Temperature control might be the way. Except I don't use temperature control, though. It's too complicated for me.
Scorched.
Oh, did you see this? You didn't see this, Kevin.
No,
I did post this. This is the limited edition Cool Fire Mini with the new Zenith 2. See, it's gold colored. See how fancy that is? It's gold. It's got little gold things. I ordered this and it came all the way from the Netherlands off of Innikin.com.
Damn.
Yes, Troop says clean your coils for fuck's sake.
You know,
could be. Good. Could be caramelized sugars on your coils.
A clusterfuck band would look really wonderful on that gold.
I know, right? I should get one.
Al went to sleep. He's probably sleeping. Skip's on her way, though.
Could be. No, she actually fired up her computer so she could watch YouTube and Facebook on her phone and her tablet.
Well, she's not working. That's making me happy.
Well, I just want her to rest.
We don't need to give Skip a wrench.
She'll beat
us up.
She might hurt me.
So lung function in general, both off the top of my head and at the tip of my tongue. In general. Like the General Lee? Bert Neer.
Yeah. So our friend Sherry Lai, we'll mention her twice tonight. But first, I think she will be upset because her homeland, because she's from Taiwan. The Taiwanese cabinet is initiating an amendment bill to ban e-cigarettes and raise the age of smoking to 21. So this is prohibition for Taiwan if it passes. The bill also targets flavored cigarettes by including them on the banned list. So Taiwan's cabinet on Thursday initiated an amendment bill to the Tobacco Hazards Prevention Act for legislation aiming to ban e-cigarettes and flavored cigarettes, increase the health hazard warning content on cigarette packages, and to raise the smoking age to 20. The proposals contained in the amendment bill include one intended to ban the manufacture, import, sale, supply, exhibition, advertisement, and use of e-cigarettes in the entire country. The bill mentions that unapproved new tobacco products, such as heated tobacco products or those already on the market, will have to be submitted to the authorities in the central government for health risk assessments, and only when they are sanctioned can they be manufactured or imported. The bill also, hello, Demi Moore, you look ugly. Also proposes to increase required area containing. The bill also proposes to increase the required area containing they're increasing the size of the warning package or the warning label on the package the health hazard warning on the tobacco product package from 35 to 85% of the package.
Yeah, because that works.
Oh, yes. Flavored cigarettes are also targeted by the bill. Flavored? Oh, they have flavored cigarettes? They are included in the ban list. The bill states that cigarettes that are laced with flour, fruit, chocolate, mint, or contain banned additives should be banned. So regular Marlboros will be banned because we know that chocolate is an additive in Marlboro Reds.
They're in everything. There's additives in everything.
Yeah, no. The bill also proposes to raise the smoking age from 18 to 20, stating that according to an American study, as people get older, their chances of becoming addicted to tobacco will decrease. Many countries, including the U.S., Singapore, and Thailand, have raised the age to at least 20 years of age. The bill states the areas where smoking is banned are proposed to be extended to include college campuses, kindergartens. If they had banned smoking in kindergarten or daycare when I was a kid, we'd have been in trouble. And family child care homes with bars and nightclubs listed as no smoking facilities, but allowed to install smoking rooms. Penalty for manufacture, import, sale. If I had a bar in Taiwan, I would just make the entire bar the smoking room. The penalties for manufacture, import, sale, supply, exhibition, or advertisement for designated new tobacco products that have not been sanctioned by the health risk assessments will be increased. So they will be heavier than penalties incurred from equivalent violations with regard to conventional cigarettes.
So those are safe, right? Cigarettes are safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cigarettes are safe. And the ban. So here's the thing. You break the ban. If cigarettes were banned, or if you break any cigarette rule, you get this kind of fine.
Right.
They're saying here the ban for vaping is going to be larger than the penalty for smoking.
You brought up kindergarten.
That makes sense.
You know, before we were born, in 1960.
No, you were born way before me.
It's a broad statement. Before we were born, the Surgeon General said, "Hey, we know England said this like 3 years ago, but we're going to tell you now."
Before I was born, he said that, but you were already around. Don't even lie.
December 67. So why didn't they start back then saying, "Hey, let's raise the age slowly, nice and quietly"? You know, nah.
But speaking of chocolate,
what is
what
Chris
do you
here?
mean? No. Oh, no. A different. This is Switzerland.
Sometimes we say their name. Oh, yeah.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Speaking of chocolate, you get it. On December 17th, 2021, Switzerland's Federal Council announced a plan to tax e-liquids based on their nicotine content.
Mm-hmm.
Now, normally I would not show this because it's on a vape news website, which I find to be questionable in a lot of cases. But anyway, I couldn't find any other source. So the Federal Council is proposing extending their current tax on tobacco onto vaping liquids and plans to do so at a rate that reflects the lower toxicity levels of the products. The government does not want to discourage tobacco smokers from switching from smoking to vaping, and therefore it proposes a tax rate that is 77% lower than the one imposed on regular cigarettes.
I can almost accept that.
Almost. Okay. I think all taxation is theft, but
almost.
At least it should be 97% lower than if it's commensurate with the harm. So it should be at least 97% less.
I can almost accept that too.
Yeah, almost. Additionally, the e-liquid tax is planned to be relative to the different nicotine levels on the products. In fact, one idea is to tax nicotine content in vape liquids for open systems, which means that taxes would increase with. See what I mean? Bad writing. With. Raising.
It's like you're reading my blog.
I don't read your blog. I did pay for it, but I'm not.
And it shows.
I did pay for it. I'm just not reading it. While for disposable devices or ones using cartridges, the tax would be based on the quantity of liquid contained in them, regardless of the nicotine content. Vaping post, if you're watching the show, please fix the with. It's going to drive me crazy.
Who wrote this one?
Diana Carunia.
She's normally not going to do that.
Yeah,
she's pretty sharp, actually.
Microsoft Word has a spell checker thing that would have caught that.
I know. I don't know her. I'm just saying she's normally pretty on it. So.
The government believes that such a tax could be easy to enforce and would generate around 15.5 million. Is there that many people in Switzerland that vapes?
I don't know. But do it yourself aren't included in that. But all right.
Well, the nicotine might. You never know. But
yeah.
I don't know that the population of Switzerland is that high.
Not a clue. No, I don't know.
Somebody Google how many people live in Switzerland. The federal council's proposal, which will be discussed until so they're going to talk about it from now until March 31st.
Probably
because it says
which
will be discussed until.
They're just going to pretend that they're going to discuss.
I think it should say it will not be discussed until this date. Yeah. Again, which will be because that means they're continuously going to be talking about it until March 31st. This is the only thing they're going to be talking about. Response to emotion. Responses. I'm assuming that's supposed to say responses. Responds to a motion approved by Parliament and the Council. Blah blah blah. Okay. Effects of tobacco rates on adult consumption. Meanwhile, a recent study published in the Journal of Risk and Uncertainty. Kevin, we need to subscribe to this.
What?
The Journal of Risk and Uncertainty.
Oh my God.
I am uncertain of a lot of things. I think I should read this. Looking at the effects of traditional cigarette and e-cigarette tax rates on adult tobacco consumption rates, found that increased tax rates on vaping products are directly proportional to increased smoking rates. Oh, this could be our friend's study.
Journal of
Yes.
Uncertainty. Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to talk to I'm gonna have to talk to our friend that co-authored and see if this is where he published it. The study titled "The Effects of Traditional Cigarette and E-Cigarette Tax Rates in Adult." Let me just click on this hot link and see. Yes, this is our. See, Charles was on our show. See, boom.
Yeah. And Mr.
So the
Pesco.
Journal of Risk and Uncertainty. There it is. Michael Pesco blew us off, so Charles came on our show. So we're gonna promote Charles. He's a co-author because I do have to say, I see a lot of people like Brad, really giving Michael Pesco a lot of attention because he's the lead. He's like the first name, but there were 3 teams on that study from 3 different universities, and Charles actually agreed to come on our show, so we're going to talk about Charles.
8 million Switzerland. Oliver said, "Thank you."
8 million.
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
So,
well, I don't know. They depending on how they do the taxes. I mean, if 8 million, if say 20. No, I wouldn't even say 20. Say like 10% of those people vaped.
Wow.
They might be able to get 15 million out of that in a year.
That's quite a bit. That one actually does sound high to me.
What?
The number of vapors.
Well, I'm just saying, estimate. That's not the number of vapors. That's the number of people. That's the total population.
Oh, number of people. Okay,
everybody in the country doesn't smoke or doesn't vape.
Yeah.
So I would say 10% of that number. Let's just say 10% of that number possibly could be purchasers of vapor products.
All right.
That's 800,000 people or so. 875,000 people. Yeah, it's possible. Anyway, yeah.
Risk and uncertainty. That's the thing.
So yeah. Not, and I don't want to say anything bad about Michael Pesco. Like he was going to come on the show, but he did have a newborn baby, and that's why we got Charles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charles, there were 3 teams from 3 different universities that just so happened to be doing similar research, and they decided to pool their shit and do it as one big paper.
And now he's going to Canada. Michael
Who?
is. Michael Pesco.
He's going to Canada?
Well, I don't know if he's going. He's representing, I guess, Canada.
Well, he got hired by the Canadian thing, but
hopefully that'll.
I'm sure
turn
he's
out
not
well.
leaving Georgia,
Right?
because he has tenure. I don't think he's leaving Georgia. University types do not run away from tenure.
Skip's awfully quiet. I think she's getting her gas.
Are you saying that she's getting gas? What?
She's coming to you.
Huh?
Texas is closer.
Anywho,
She's wide awake now.
she's fired up. She's fired
Poor
up.
Poor Skip. I haven't seen Nick Father either.
It's all right. I don't want to pick on him.
And Skip, I think you should go back to sleep because 3 hours is not enough.
No, I went to sleep. I went to the day I took my wife to the hospital or to the airport. I slept for 3 hours and then drove for 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I came home and was dead. I was dead.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
You're old.
It was not good. It was not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to find something.
All right.
Jibber jabber for a minute.
Are you trolling?
Jibber jabber for a minute. I'm looking at something.
I got blocked this week pretty easily. It wasn't so bad. I'd have to tell you what her name is now. I forget. Some
People
TV.
block you?
Some TV.
I've never been blocked, Kevin.
Personality. Shyla Klein from I don't know, WBOY out in well, hell, she blocked me. I can't tell. I don't know where she was. But it's sad because she said she writes in-depth stories on the issues affecting her local community, and she obviously blocks people because she doesn't care about the community. So I told her to do that in-depth thing because she's talking about e-cigarettes, and she blocked me. Isn't that sad?
I'm
sad.
definitely. I am saddened for you.
I haven't been blocked for like a week on anybody.
I feel sad for you. I might cry.
I was going to ask for a follow-up if she's, dug deeper. She wants to do that in-depth thing. I need her to do that. And then she didn't want to do that, obviously. But tweets are her own in that account. That wasn't her official account.
Yeah.
Made me sad. Skip hasn't blocked me
Yet. She might.
It's because she wants to know where I live. That's why.
I have his address, Skip.
She blocked Greg too.
I mentioned a while back, like I was watching something on Hulu and I saw these Lucy nicotine commercials.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing them a lot on YouTube now. But you can't see if I go to the Lucy nicotine channel on YouTube, it doesn't actually have their commercials on their YouTube channel. Like you can't purposefully view their commercial. You actually have to want to watch a different video and have to sit through their commercial. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, if we did that to people, they wouldn't like us. Oh, wait, they don't like us.
That's true. Even
Except
Charlie
for
doesn't like. Even Charlie doesn't like us.
I love that. That was so great. So unscripted and so great. And another hand for Dr. Glover from last week, by the way. Just if you've missed it, she was here again.
She's always an amazing guest.
Oh my gosh.
So, I'm just saying.
We actually said bad words this last time a couple times, though.
I did not.
We slipped. Yeah, we did. We slipped them in.
You did. I'm a good boy.
As long as you've convinced yourself.
Yeah.
I can't believe she blocked Greg. Who would block Greg?
I actually, not me. Greg's my friend. He likes wrestling, and
he does.
He stood in a corner at in a bar in Austin while Ric Flair was on the other side of the room, and he would just peek out around the corner. That's Ric Flair. That's Ric Flair. Oh, he's funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's good people.
Yes, good people. There we go.
You know what's really funny though? This is actually something that you retweeted.
All right, I'm ready.
So Dr. Moira Gilchrist. She's a VP at Philip Morris International.
And I follow her, and I suggest everyone follow her.
Twitch is giving me. Apparently, we may have been banned off of Twitch already.
For what?
I don't know. There's a little red exclamation mark.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah, it says remove it. Let's remove it. Yeah,
I'm gonna link her tweet for those of you who do not know her. Follow her. She's very smart.
Okay. Yeah, we're live back on Twitch. Just
yay.
Not that anybody is in there, but
it was just a Twitch in the moment.
I will not be kicked off of anything. I won't. So anyway, Moira. I'm not getting that right, I'm sure. She's a very smart lady, though.
Yes.
She says a thread born out of incredulity. More researchers have been crawling through our tweets. And this
I'll just mute myself.
This is a Venn diagram right here. That's what that's called. What is this? This is a study. Social media discussions on the FDA's modified risk tobacco product authorization of IQOS. And it's a study researching people that are on social media promoting tobacco harm reduction products like the IQOS. So anyway, let's begin. It says it's difficult to know where to start with this one. Let's begin by looking at some of the offending tweeters. Now before you can spot yourself.
Before you click on that, you fucker. Before you click on that graphic, I have reduced the amount of time on Twitter for myself so you fuckers can have a chance to get into these fucking studies, and I'm in another one. Go ahead.
Are you on this one?
Yes.
Let's see. Who do we know? Well, there's Stanny, and then there's the University of Bath. Hey, there's Guy Bentley. We know that guy. Dr. Brad Rodew. Dr. Gilchrist. Vaping it. There you are, you little shithead. Juka. Lance, we know Lance. Inco, we know them. AVA, that's our friend. Imhotep. Norbert Zillatron.
Yep.
Shannon.
Yep.
Shannon is there. Altria, obviously. Chauncey.
Yep.
AJ Mull.
Yep.
Alex Norcia. Joseph Magaro. We know him. Or we know of him. We don't know him. Know him.
Jennifer.
Where's Jennifer? I don't see Jennifer.
She said she hears F-bombs.
Huh?
She heard F-bombs when she got here. Those are some of that's not everybody in this study, I'm sure.
No, Alex is here. Lolly Lubes. We know all of these people, though.
Yeah.
Jeff Steyer.
Yeah.
Dr. Konstantinos Farsalinos.
Inco.
Yeah. I named Inco already. There's a name on there that I will not point to, though. So the researchers found a higher proportion of tweets supporting the IQOS MRTP discussion or decision than opposing, and they seem utterly mystified by this. Well, why would people be against something that is patently safer than combustible cigarettes? Of course, they looked for bots and concluded that nearly 42% of the tweets indicated possibility of automation and imply that these could be attempts to interfere with tobacco control. And she's got a funny little thing there. They say many tweeters claimed their health expertise by using MD, PhD, or doctor in their profile, meaning that if you have spent many years at university to gain the qualifications in your profile, if you're tweeting about better alternatives to smoking. Now, yeah. I do know of one person that's in the room that does have fake credentials on their Twitter.
Me?
Yes, that's you.
Oh, SPE and EEI? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they don't know what that means.
I know they don't. All they have to do is ask.
But they don't.
So, just so you recall, and everyone else will, I have to remember it, so I can't. No, I wrote it down. SPE is self-proclaimed expert. EEI is experienced expert impugner. And I put them there on purpose because I want to feel just as important as these assholes do. Go ahead.
Hey, I actually do have credentials that I don't put on mine.
Exactly. I'm sorry, Jennifer. Okay.
Did you curse in that? So it's like if you...
She got in, and that's what happened.
If you certain creatures, if you say their name 3 times, they appear. But if you say the F-bomb, Jennifer appears. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
They say that tweeters misrepresented the FDA's MRTP announcement and themselves demonstrate a profound misunderstanding of the FDA's findings.
Sure.
Modified exposure claims ... mislead the public to perceive the products are posing lower harm to their users. This is continued. Hey, there's Gandalf. No, that's not Gandalf. What is that? Who's that guy?
I don't know.
It's a wizard of some sort.
He looks like an old cab driver.
Dumbledore. That's
Is that Bruni?
Is
that Bruni?
Actually, the beard's almost the right length for Bruni.
I'm thinking maybe Bruni. Go ahead.
Are you saying that Bruni is a wizard?
I think he's the Thunder from Down Under, who also may play a wizard. I don't know.
I don't know. The Thunder from Down Under is like gay strippers. You do know that, right, Kevin?
No,
yeah, the act.
Oh, good
Thunder
Lord.
from Down Under is a male strip review.
Jesus Christ. Well, maybe he's a male stripper. I didn't know.
Well,
I've been calling him that for. Who's got the
I don't know, but maybe you are the master impugner. You just said so. Now you're impugning poor Bruni, not Bruni. Yeah, Bruni.
I'm not even gonna look that up. I think you're.
It is.
Let's move on to Dr. Gilchrist's beautiful takedown of this idiotic bullshit.
Their use was becoming more common. FDA considered whether these risk perceptions were problematic, as noted above, although the study in the applications were not sufficient to support the issuance of a modified risk modification order at this time. The totality of that evidence supports that risk reduction is reasonably likely to be demonstrated in subsequent studies. In other words, consumer understanding is in line with relative health risks of the product that were reasonably. Okay, so let me ask you something, Kevin.
Sure.
So if FDA is admitting right here that the science that was provided did not actually prove that they were less harmful, but that further study would inevitably reach that conclusion. So they're denying vape PMTAs based on science that they themselves have admitted they know that these products are actually safer.
They have their own studies and they have other studies. Yes.
So, but they're denying PMTAs based on the fact that you didn't supply science that we already know the conclusion to.
If it walks like
but they give this one an MRTP, a modified MRTP. They gave them reduced exposure MRTP, not a full modified risk. But they're admitting right here that the science that was provided did not prove that, but they were sure they're positive that the next science that would be submitted would prove that.
Were not sufficient to support. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, no. So the authors also make the assumption that tobacco control advocates must be anti-MRTP.
Yeah, well, because there you are.
She's got her gift game on pretty strong.
She's a very sharp lady, and Bruni said he worked with strippers as a job.
Was he the fluffer?
Go.
The authors suggest that Twitter ... can create a climate of false consensus of public attitudes. And guess what? Surveillance of social media discourses around MRTP and IQOS should continue. Because Big Brother is watching you. And there's much more, but life is way too short. Thanks for reading. Namaste.
Oh my God.
She didn't say namaste, but I just added that.
With the ability and the brains and the wherewithal, like Dr. Gardner will break things down as well. So what they found was we as a unit were saying, hey, these are less harmful. We support them. And those people that don't like them said, hey, these people are supporting them and we don't like it and we don't like you. Fuck off. All of you. Every one of you.
So there's somebody in the chat room that's claiming that FDA has approved an e-liquid.
Zigzag?
I have not been made aware of that. I have not seen an official FDA announcement for that either.
Zigzag? I've never heard of that. Is that Zigzag
that's National Tobacco. That's
the papers that I used to roll for my friends?
That brand. National Tobacco is the company that used to, I don't know, they're still associated with if they don't own part of Zigzag. Sure. Yes.
Wrong.
Let me see.
Wrong tab. Turn your porn off.
Yeah, I'm still looking here. As of all of their last press releases have been let me look. There's one here. So this is views. Yeah, this is the views one from October 12th. Then there's oral tobacco product.
Yeah.
There's civil monetary penalties, blah, blah, blah. Authorizes marketing of tobacco products to help reduce exposure, blah, blah, blah. And there is obviously the 20th century MRTP is the last approved.
Listen,
that's the last thing from December 23rd.
Smoking cigarettes can help you quit smoking. They help you quit, Patrick.
Yes,
now,
Skip,
stop.
Zigzag, Turning Point, and National Tobacco are all the same.
Yeah.
Vapor Beast is in there too.
I didn't know all that, but
yeah.
That's why I had
Anywho.
Smoking cigarettes can help you quit smoking.
I did see that Turning Point got their exemption for the PACT Act stuff.
Eddie's in the room. They got an exemption.
They got an exemption. Yes, there's a handful of people have already received their exemptions from so for business to business, they can start shipping. They have an exemption.
X delivery.
No, Mike's not here. Mike's not here.
X delivery. I can't do his voice.
I got this blue. Light reflection coating on my glasses.
Yeah. Is that what?
That's what that is. Yeah, Addy.
I don't know what the hell that was.
It's the blue light anti-reflective coating on my new glasses.
Neat.
That is making that color on my face now.
I think it's kind of
So
hurting.
there's been a little bit of a chit chat. There's been some
What?
anger, some people posting on Twitter about this New Jersey thing.
Haven't we spoken about this a few times? Quite a few times.
Well,
Multiple
I've spoken
times.
about it because I think that vape shops. I'm going to call it vape shops.
Let's call out vape shops.
I'm going to call it some vape shops. Let me remove this off the screen for a minute. So I will recount this story. So is that the last vape convention that I went to in San Antonio?
Okay.
So 3-4 years ago, I said to a very large wholesaler that I have a relationship with, friendly, friends I don't have a business relationship with, you should probably try to figure out if there's a way, since General Snooze got their orders, that they could start marketing product, that you could, put a snooze refrigerator in your vape shops. Because
you've discussed this on here as well. Yeah,
I did. I have spoken about it here before.
I want to hear it again.
I'm gonna take care of something real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It shocked me when I saw this because we just talked about it last week.
Well, no, but this conversation occurred significantly a while ago.
Yeah, years ago.
That I said, and this was before all of the other dissolvable nicotine pouches were available on the market, or that I had ever even heard of or whatever. But and he looked at me like I was an idiot. Oh no, there's no way. No, forget it. That's we don't want to sell those. And I'm like,
why not?
If it's tobacco harm reduction, if that's,
that's the goal.
Snooze are great.
I have not tried.
And they're, tobacco harm reduction,
I haven't tried them yet, but I'm trying.
So why not? Sure.
I'm going to go
it's pricey.
I bet it is.
I mean, there's importation stuff you have to do and all sorts but if we were the
oilage,
if we were the one-stop shop for tobacco harm reduction, I don't care. I'm not anti NRT.
No.
NRT works for some people.
I mean, I was at first, and I probably seemed that way, but I'm not.
Does it work for a lot of people? No. But it does work for some. So I think vape shops should be okay. I actually had a nasty tweet about this. I actually will go to my profile and show
I missed it. Oh, good. I missed this.
You missed it?
I don't think I remember it.
So this is actually in response to a tweet that you tweeted over the top of Vaping 360, blah, blah, blah. So I said, I approached a very large vape distributor a few years ago about adding snooze and nicotine pouches to their catalog. They looked at me like I had two heads. Yet they still sell combustible CBD and hemp on their distro. Speaking of two faces.
Right.
So, yeah, they looked at me like I had, but...
Let's take this a step further.
If you're claiming that you are a tobacco harm reduction person,
reducing
then
risk,
you should sell products that you can stand behind. Now, Magoofer in the chat room says something about Kratom. The science is not there on that.
I don't know.
I am a scientist. I want to see the science. There is no science that proves that. There's actually quite a lot of science that says it's harmful for some people.
Here's what you should do. If you own a shop, anybody owning a shop, I challenge this. Find a hypnotist phone number, have it in your shop. Just put it in the. I know glass placement is expensive, but your space is very important. Put it on the wall. You can point to a box of nicotine patches. You can point to a box of gum. You can point to the hypnotism guy, and you can have a stop smoking book by Alan Carr, and you can hand it to, hey, we're going to let you have this for free if that's your choice. But if they come back, you've proven your own point.
Right. Now, Mallory, you're getting ahead of the story. We're not talking about that yet.
Dude, it doesn't matter.
So I think that all vape shops, well, actually, McGoffer will also give some people seizures. There's a lot of science that shows that it's harmful for a lot of people. But anyway, so it's not the be all end all, and it is as harmful as beneficial. So we have to look at that. But I think vape shops should voluntarily stock a wide range of products to help people quit smoking. If you are claiming that that's a lot of our bag, is that a lot of vape shops are like, our product, blah, blah, blah. We care about smokers, all this stuff. We have all these people on social media doing crush packs and things like that. Vape shops should voluntarily want to sell products in their store to help people quit smoking. Now, the New Jersey legislation, on the other hand, does have a sour note to it, because it says that it establishes requirements for certain tobacco product retailers to stock and sell NRT therapy products. So this means that they're forcing businesses to carry something that they might not necessarily want to. Now, this is a different story. I think vape shops should voluntarily sell a wide range of products to help people quit smoking. I don't know what they're being forced to sell.
Right.
Which tobacco replacement therapy products are they being forced to sell? Or at least have available. But if it's NRT, if it's marketed and labeled as NRT, then it has to be FDA approved NRT. So that means it's probably FDA approved patches, gums, lozenges. Because those are over-the-counter items that do not require a prescription. There are other products that require a prescription that they probably can't force them to sell. But I don't like the idea of anybody being forced into doing anything.
No. Let me ask you a silly question, Patrick. If you walked into a shop for the very first time, or as an experienced vapor, and you saw a box of patches and a box of gum and a pack of lozenges, as a new vapor, you'd be like, I've already tried that, I thought. And then the shop owner would have that opportunity to say, well, good, at least you've tried it.
Right.
And you move on. As an experienced vapor, you just go, I can't believe you have those.
Well,
but
I don't know of any FDA approved nicotine spray in the United States. There's not any.
Nicotrol?
That's a prescription.
Oh, that's a prescription. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of the wider range of other right on the shelf NRT products that are gums, passages, and lozenges.
There was a spray, I thought. I don't know.
I haven't seen anything like that in years.
And I may be thinking of Nicotrol, I guess. That's probably
Nicotrol, but it's awful. It's awful
for pediatric use.
Yes, well, yeah. They're not age gated.
No, of course not.
But the thing is like we were talking about Lucy gum. So
toothpicks,
that is not FDA approved. That is a nicotine gum that is on the market that has not been approved by FDA for anything. Right? We have dissolvable nicotine pouches that are sold at convenience stores that are not FDA approved. Does that count? What counts as nicotine replacement therapy? Because like those things that you just held up, the Oni.
Oni.
Yeah, I've seen lots of people that like those.
I've not tried them. They're still in the seal.
I believe
got them for free.
I could be wrong.
Who makes them?
I could be possibly wrong, but I believe I saw Alex Clark on one of the CASA broadcasts holding one of those up.
It says tobacco leaf -free nicotine pouches.
It's synthetic nicotine.
Is it? Okay. Tobacco leaf free nicotine. Ooh, I didn't know those were synthetic. Nice. Okay.
Yes.
I haven't had an opportunity.
That's the same here. In the United States, nicotine gum, lozenges and patches are all proven safe by the FDA for people 12 and over. So they're not age restricted.
Low potential for addictive properties.
And they're at exact eye level in the store.
Below.
In a lot of stores, at least, for toddlers.
I've got pictures at my Kroger's showing they are on the floor.
Yeah.
Next
now,
to the family planet.
the pricey ones, the pricey patches and the pricey gum is actually in the pharmacy in our stores under one of those plexiglass things. You have to open it and reach in and get it.
Ooh.
But the other nicotine gums and lozenges are like right there at kid level. They're not as expensive, so they don't need to protect those. But patches are not cheap.
No.
Patches are not cheap.
Still not cheap. No.
That's why I said are not. R is current, Kevin.
Is, are, was, were, have, has,
I didn't say was. Yeah.
Oh. I don't even like you. So
That's
if
true.
you've got a hypnotist's phone number, you've got the patch, the gum, the toothpicks, the lozenges, the whatever you can figure out to find, pictures of birds according to the CDC, you can have a pack of straws, and then you can show your potential customer the choices that he or she may choose from, along with your vaping product.
So if the Jersey law says vape shops have to have one box of NRT gum
right
on the shelf,
then go buy one.
Go buy one, put it there, and every time somebody comes in and tries to buy a pack of nicotine gum or whatever it is that you've got, just say, "Hey, have you ever tried vaping?"
Or it's $100.
I'm sure that they probably got something.
But I don't like the idea that the government can force someone to carry a product, because if the bars are going to show you the AA number when you walk in, you get an AA card, whether you need it or not. You must have near beer sitting on the shelf. Shirley Temples.
Yeah, we don't have that. The nicotine quick mist is Canada and UK. That's why I did not know that.
I have heard of that, but I didn't know of it.
I'm only seeing it available in California, or not California, Canada and the UK websites. Yeah. Even on the Walmart.com, it routes me to the Canadian Walmart website with Canadian prices.
Yeah. And of course, think of the children.
Yeah. Oh, it's in Australia too.
I think I've seen it on a meme or something, maybe.
Yeah. Nah.
No. Forcing a business to do something is not funny.
No, I don't think it should be
mandated.
Forced.
No.
I don't think it should be forced. If I had a vape shop, I'd have 42 milligram nicotine patches right there on the fucking counter.
I would. I would.
Because we know they fucking work.
I think James and I talked about this a few years ago.
Did you make him cry?
No. No.
Am I the only one that makes him cry?
I've seen him cry. I've not made him.
I've actually seen him cry.
I'm a nice guy.
A lot.
I'm a nice guy. I can't make him cry. Not
a lot.
Purpose.
A lot.
I love James.
So, friend of the show, we already mentioned her once, Cherry Lai.
I know.
She was on the show while Kevin wouldn't come on the show during the holidays.
I saw.
She came and we had a very good conversation about being active in your political process. the lovely Cherry Lai, was recognized by the mayor of Irvine, California. Excuse me. I went to recognize Irvine resident Cherry Lai. Cherry and I met when we were on opposing ends of an issue. It was vaping, I think. And after meeting up, we became friends. We still don't always agree, but have great respect for each other. Thank you, Cherry Lai, for donating $1,000 to the city for masks.
What a beautiful human being.
Yes. She actually sent me a box of masks. Pleated N95s at the beginning of this nonsense, the beginning of the COVID, and I still have half of that mask box because those are like the really nice ones.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been rationing them.
Yeah.
I have KN95s and all that, but I keep the fancy pleated N95s for important stuff.
Cherry's catalyst for you still being here.
Yes.
In
yes.
fact, for those who don't know, you probably, most of y'all do, but
Fig and I had already decided to quit doing this shit because we were tired, because it felt like we were just yelling and nobody was listening. And it seemed like nobody else cared. Even some of the people that are in the chat room today did not seem excited or energized. I'm not going to name names or point fingers at anybody, Paul. But anyway, Carrie came into our broadcast and started asking questions. She was a new vapor. She had only been vaping for like a month or two. We started, I am not going to get into that conversation, Magoofer. I will not talk about that. I have zero tolerance for that. I am a healthcare provider, and I can show you 100,000 pages of science that show that those 12 studies are stupid. So anyway, she came into the room and started asking questions, and just got us like, who is this new person that's asking all these great questions?
Spark.
Then we had Cherry was in the chat room when we had Dr. Moira Glover on the show the first time, and Kevin and Fig and I were acting like perfect angels. No cursing. We were not being controversial.
I was being normal. You guys were being better.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and like Dr. Glover gave Cherry like the names of like 20 or 30 books to read about harm reduction, about tobacco control, about all this stuff. And Cherry literally went out and bought every one of those books. And when we said to, we've been saying this for years, if you want the politicians to take us seriously, then we need to participate in the system. When it has nothing to do with vaping, we still need to make sure that they know we're here and we're going to participate. We're going to have a dialogue with you about rezoning or whatever, because we want you to know who we are, so that when we talk about vaping, you listen to us. And she did that. She started going to every city council meeting, sitting there and voting and participating and giving statements about, public comment about things other than vaping, just so that they would recognize her for when the vaping conversation happened. They would say, okay, she's a civic member of our community. She's here all the time. Let's let her speak. And it worked. She's proof that what we've been telling you what to do for years. I've been here 10 fucking years, Kevin.
I know.
And my rap has not changed in 10 years. Participate. Be part of your community. And as much as we like to say, I'm a single issue, that's bullshit. Nobody is a single issue voter, period. Because I already tore this I was on like the Zample Box show like 2 years ago, and they have like 4 guys on that show, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a single issue voter." I said, "I can destroy your argument about being a single issue voter in 3 minutes," and I did, and they were all flabbergasted.
That's
they
because you're
had
mean.
to agree. No, I'm logical.
You're mean.
No, every one of those guys is like a, how should I say this?
They have other
stereotypical.
Issues.
Hey, I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative guy. I'm 99% of the time, I'm going to vote Republican, and except for Trump. But I said to them, I said, "Do you have guns?" And every one of them said yes. I said, "Now, what happens if you have a politician like Mitt Romney, who is pro-gun but anti-vaping?"
Yeah.
Or you have, say, a guy like Sanford Bishop from Georgia, who was pro-vaping but anti-gun.
Yeah.
So what's more important to you? Your right to preserve the safety of your family by having a gun, or your right to vape? Because there are many, many times. Yes, that's probably the best way to say it, Skip. They were Second Amendment supporters. I am a huge Second Amendment supporter. The Second Amendment protects you from all the rest. They help that. I mean, it's a very important amendment. The right to bear arms and to arm bearers is very important. So yeah, I mean, I know plenty, and you know what? There are plenty of people in our group, in our community, that are LGBTQ, and I'm sure there's. I think there's more now. They've added more letters, at the end. I don't know all of them anymore. That would not vote for a pro-vaping candidate that was anti-gay marriage, or God forbid, like here in Texas, we have tons of pro-gun guys. Some of them are pro-vaping guys. We have some of those, but they're anti women's right to choose.
Well,
so which one of these important things is more important than the other thing? Because you're going to throw something out.
You have to weigh your options,
that you like to get something else that you like. You know what I'm saying? So there's no clear line. There's no fucking way that you can possibly say, I'm going to draw a line in the sand and I'm going to vote for every politician that's pro-vaping, because guess what? We had a congressman that was pro-vaping that was a fucking crook. So dirty and underhanded that he stole money from
Hunter?
Veterans charity. There's a photograph of me and him sitting at a table, and he's like this.
Hunter.
Because I fucking drug him through the mud.
Don't say his fucking name. No, Hunter something or other.
Duncan Hunter.
Duncan Hunter. So, Cherry.
There's actually 2 pictures in a series. There's me talking to him at the table, and then Demetrius and I switch places, and then Demetrius did the same thing.
Something about saviors. Cherry, completely a consumer view, without question, brought some more oomph, love, heart, and soul into our.
All right.
At the time. Huh? What?
I'm doing this.
What? So Cherry, thank you, Cherry, for what you did, and thank what is her name, Mayor Khan of Irvine, California, for recognizing Cherry for what she does, and so much more, way more. So, oh, look at you! You got that face. Here we go. I'm gonna get some coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. Oh,
I got cold brew. I should have got cold brew.
Don't pee on the floor just because your wife's not home. It's not. I know.
I have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to. We're not talking about COVID on this channel at all, ever.
Oh, okay. Nope.
I will not, because I've actually seen people die, and there's a lot of people in our community there. If you watch the movie Don't Look Up, they're the anti-science people. I'm just not doing it, and I'm not getting banned on YouTube because they will ban your ass, and so will Facebook. So anyway, stop it. Anyway, go get coffee, Kevin.
Fine.
I'll make jokes about you while you're gone.
Good.
So since Kevin's gone, I'm going to do the paid shill part of the show. The Nicotine Nerd shirt, which I am currently wearing, is pretty damn cool. Except this is purple. This is a purple fucking shirt, right? It shows up kind of blue on my monitor. I do love my own artwork. Just saying. And that shirt is still available. And the Nicotine Enhanced, which I wore last week, the new version of the Nicotine Enhanced shirt is still available as well. And oh yeah, the Walk the Plank tee. I really I'd love you guys to be wearing my shirts. Don't wear my underwear though. Just saying. But I will paste the link to that in the chat. And while we're here, we'll look at the Son of Liberty Radio vape bans, the hashtag clusterfuck vape band, with the awesome Judy G video. Well, let me.
It's going to do to. I'm dying to see what America is going to do to this. I'll use my favorite word again: clusterfuck, 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 clusterfuck.
So, the clusterfuck vape bans come in two sizes: the 22 and the 24 millimeter, and they come in a 2-pack for $6. And currently, if you use the coupon code Son of Liberty Radio, no hashtag on this one, all lowercase, you get 30% off. And the limited edition Son of Liberty Radio Hoist the Black Flag wristband. You get 1-pack or 2-pack. The 1-pack is $5. The 2-pack is $8, and also 30% off. Hashtag no hashtag. Son of Liberty Radio coupon code. And just in time, Kevin is back.
That's right. I was letting you finish that up.
Yeah, I was doing the horrible commercializing because I'm an awful salesperson.
You capitalist, you.
I know, right?
We should be putting nicotine patch ads on our show.
I should order some 42 milligram nicotine patches. Coffee.
Nobody says I drink too much coffee. Nobody stigmatizes me for my caffeine intake ever.
King Kong 5X, David Lloyd. Actually, there's somebody in the chat room that's always asking for 5X. So they are available in 5X.
Jennifer has targets in the backyard. Well, let's move on.
I have targets in the backyard, but they're not made of paper.
Skip has a target in Texas.
No, that's a horrible joke. I shouldn't go there. There's a school behind my house that I shouldn't make that joke.
Oh, see how you are.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't actually finish that joke.
Skip, if you come here, we can do a road trip to Texas. And I'll buy coffee all the way.
He's a horrible cabbie. You might end up in Florida.
He's a horrible.
You know how they like to
driver.
You know how cabbies like to make the route longer so that they can run the meter.
No. Just knew how much money you had, and I'd throw you out when the money ran out.
What do you mean no? Cabbies do that all the time.
Well, yes, there is a reputation.
They take the longest way.
That's the reputation, yeah.
So you sent this next link.
Oh, sure. Blame it on me.
I'm going to, because it's obviously you are a
I've been under a lot of stress
of this particular person.
Fan girl.
Yes, you are a Dr. Brad Rodew fangirl.
Dr. Rodew is one of the sweetest people in this world. One of. That's all I got to say about that. I'd love to have him on the show. Hint, hint.
Well, you're allowed to invite people to the show. You've done it in the past.
Well, yeah.
Hint, hint.
Let's talk about low bars. In fact, let's make them very low.
We've actually... We did just talk about low bars, right?
Yeah.
With the IQOS and the science and stuff. So, anyway, this is yours. Read it.
So the Food and Drug Administration, December 23rd, announced, which some of you may not realize, it authorized the marketing of 22nd Century Group Inc.'s Very Low Nicotine King and Very Low Nicotine Menthol combusted filtered cigarettes as modified risk tobacco products, which helps.
So hey. So do they still have all of the other stuff?
Funny you ask, because I had that question in 2016 or 17, and I tweeted to them, and they said everything's the same except the nicotine.
Yeah.
Which help reduce exposure to and consumption of nicotine for smokers who use them. These are the first combusted cigarettes to be authorized as MRTPs. Now, Brad, on his own, says, I do not understand how these very low nicotine cigarettes will meet the agency's tough MRTP standard, which requires that products significantly reduce the harm and risk of tobacco-related disease to individual tobacco users and the benefit of health of the population as a whole, taking into account the user of the product and the persons who do not currently use tobacco products, meaning kids, new users, 26-year-olds that go, you know what? I think I want to smoke those. So that's where he's going with that. Reducing nicotine will not reduce risk, he adds, as nicotine is not the cause of any smoking-related disease. That's my emphasis, not his. I can hear him gritting his teeth.
He might be. You never know.
He very well may be. These products may reduce nicotine to trace levels, but their smoke will still contain the thousands of toxins. Where is the benefit to smokers or to the population health? So Zeller supports the certification with unverified cessation claims for the products in the agency's press release, period, and it's linked. What he said was data on these products show they can help addicted adult smokers transition away from highly addictive combustible cigarettes. These products authorized today contain less nicotine and are reasonably likely to reduce, modal word, to
reasonably
likely to reduce nicotine dependence, may help adult smokers. If they were less addicted, if they were less addicted, they would likely smoke less and be exposed to fewer harmful chemicals. In theory, the theory is previous what I've said, not what I'm saying. Harmful chemicals that cause related diseases and death. Clive raises another, of course, Mr. Bates raises another major concern, which I share, one of the quite insidious aspects of FDA granting an MRPT order to the 22nd Century VLNCs is the extent to which the FDA and NIH has financially supported by the FDA, your tax dollars and mine have financially supported the company's application by buying its cigarettes and using independent research organizations and investigators in the U.S. to provide evidence to support its case.
So let me get this straight. Not only did FDA purchase
ordered
several $1 million worth of these cigarettes.
Millions.
Millions.
On
They
purpose.
also paid
for
some of the research that is being used by 22nd Century on their PMTA and MRTP.
Yes.
Did any vaping company, did the FDA buy millions of dollars worth of your vaping products? Or did they pay scientists to do your science for your application for you? Now, we already know that premium cigars got a exemption and scientific support on their PMTAs.
Yeah.
So we know that premium cigars and now very low nicotine cigarettes have received monetary support by the FDA for their science for their PMTAs.
Beforehand, on purpose.
Yes.
Now, these people, and I'm going to ad lib a little bit. 22nd Century, I think they purchased the patent to lower nicotine, if I recall correctly. Either they purchased it or they're doing it, whatever. Now, in my humble opinion, what they want to think, and they want investors to think, because I thought, man, this is a weird rabbit hole that I got to go in. So I've been in and out of this hole 300 times. And I see Alice and I hop back out, and then I go back in, I hop back out. So they're also in the cannabis industry. This same company used to own the high nicotine cigarette. I can't remember the name of it. Or somebody worked for them, whichever. So they're, in my opinion, trying to market their patent to the other tobacco companies, which have already been doing this forever.
Well, I mean, they might have a patent on their specific process.
Right.
And they may have a trademark on VLNC.
Theirs, right.
But all of the tobacco companies already have different patented processes to reduce the nicotine in cigarettes.
Forever, since at least the 70s or 80s.
They may not be able to market them as VLNCs because that could be a trademark, that abbreviation or whatever. But every one of the cigarette companies could come out tomorrow and put an application in for, and some of them already marketed reduced nicotine cigarettes in the 60s.
Okay. So
if they technically have a grandfathered product.
Right. So if their theory is that the other companies will have to be mandated to produce alongside of their regular cigarettes, then they're going to have to take their patented process. And I don't think for 1 second any tobacco company is going to go, oh, okay.
No, they'll just put in an MRTP for their own version.
Their fingers are going to be up before they even finish the sentence.
And God knows, we don't know every application that has been submitted.
No, hell no. So
they may have already done it.
Right. They may very well have already done it. You drop to the bottom of Dr. Rodu's article. The decision to remove nicotine but keep the smoke is not only backwards. The regulator has doubled down on the smoke by failing to authorize the sale of thousands of products, vapor, that are already being used by millions of former smokers. The result is regulatory purgatory at its deadliest. The very last sentence is one of my favorite quotes of Dr. Rodu at this point in my life. Regulatory purgatory. So good night, Leona. So yeah, but you can smoke these according to the FDA. They're encouraging them to say, if you smoke these, you'll smoke less. That's the theory. I get it. If I thought it would work, I'd say, yeah, go try them. Try them. Why not? You can try them. Who cares? But to be forced, no.
Regulatory purgatory is a pretty cool phrase.
That's pretty hard.
I do want to comment on this real quick. I don't ever ban people from the channel. I don't ever remove people's comments from the channel.
Okay.
I just did it, and I put him in a timeout, and he came back and made a smart act comment. So he's banned. I don't do that ever, unless it's like a bot, which I did earlier. There was a bot in there.
No, I didn't see that.
Magoofer has never, ever been in the show before.
I don't notice him. No,
I've never seen him before, and sorry, but I won't. I don't abide by it. I won't.
David, so, I yes and yes.
No, they're so let's be perfectly clear. FDA is definitely assuming that everyone is an idiot.
Yes.
But they're not in bed with big tobacco. They're in bed with big pharma.
But
I mean, obviously, it's right in the name of their fucking agency, Food and Drug Administration. They've been doing business directly with big pharma for since the inception of their agency. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. That agency is not designed to regulate vapor products. They can't, in a realistic way, regulate this industry in its current shape. They can't.
Not
they want to deal with somewhere between 4 and 10 companies. That's what they want to do. They want to manage it, and they can do that. They can control 10 companies.
Sure.
They can't control how many thousands of vape companies are. Well, there's less now, but
let's say 5,000 shops,
multi-hundred vape manufacturers.
Correct.
They can't do it. They can't manage that. The agency itself has 1,000 employees. The Center for Tobacco Products has 1,000 employees currently on their documentation, on their paperwork. They have a plethora of subcontractors that work on the state level to do mystery buys and those sorts of things, and on-site inspections for shops. But actual manufacturing inspections are done by FDA staff. So they have to fly a couple of their 1,000 employees from state to state to state to do actual inspections on site. So they can't regulate that many companies, and they never wanted to. And back in 2014, when they announced the initial ANPRM in April of 2014, they said in their financial impact statement, they fully expect 99% of the industry to exit. That is the game that they've been playing since 2014.
Yep. They
have not shown anything that I could tell would be any direction change since 2014. This is the plan that they've had this whole time. We've had people on the show. We had the Crybaby on the show, and he said, "Oh, we've had good conversations with FDA." And I said, "Don't trust them. Don't trust them. Sorry, Dan. Don't trust them."
We've had David Gorlitz explain that it was already thought of. It was
David Gorlitz and I have been on the same page since I found the page in his book.
What's sad, I guess, to me, is that if you want to spend millions and millions of my tax dollars to find a less harmful product, less harmful would encompass as much as possible, not one thing. David said all the chemicals. There's sugar, there's flavors, there's ammonia, there's all kinds. They increase other product. The product is peppered with other things, no pun intended either, to increase the nicotine consumption.
Whatever. They don't increase. It doesn't increase. It doesn't increase the nicotine. It actually, say for example, ammonia. Ammonia cracks the shell on the molecule.
Yeah.
So that your body is more easy. It's more easily taken up into the blood. It's more easily processed by the body.
but they're not.
But it doesn't actually add nicotine to it. They don't. It's illegal for them to do that. But they do
spirits. American Spirit. That was
the
high nicotine.
The American spirit. No. Well, that's just a different strain of tobacco. The tobacco that's used in cigarettes is not the same tobacco that's used in pipe tobacco. It's not the same cigarettes or the same tobacco that's used in cigars. It's been genetically modified. And it's the nicotine that we use in free-base nicotine e-liquid is also a different tobacco. Dimitri did a really good show talking about that like 2 years ago or so, talking about the breed of tobacco that's used for our purposes and for like NRT processing is not the same tobacco that's used in combustible cigarettes.
Yep.
So yeah.
So these are Zeller or whoever the minion is said that they want these to be marketed as helps you.
I have to ask David Lloyd, how old are you?
Smoking.
Kevin knows where I'm going to go with this. So David Lloyd says that tobacco companies have had 100 years to pull the wool over everyone's head.
Yeah, of course.
Not since like 1964.
Well, they're the most watched industry ever, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they're the most heavily regulated industry in the world.
Today.
Yes. Now, so David is a little bit younger than you, Kevin. He's 57.
All right.
So that means that he was born in like 1964, 63, 64, something like that, right? So the tobacco companies were not required at the time, but the Surgeon General of the United States and the Royal College of Physicians and the Public Health England both had reports in a 2-year period that forced everyone to understand that cigarettes cause cancer. Cigarettes in the 80s, I don't remember paying attention to cigarettes in the 70s. Kevin probably did. I don't remember when they were required to throw the warning label on the side of cigarettes. But when I was a kid, they said cigarettes are bad right on the side of the pack of cigarettes. Yep. So they haven't been able to pull the wool over anybody's head since late 1964. Now, the current iteration of big tobacco, of course, they're out there trying to make money. And they're doing their fiduciary duty to their stockholders to make money. Are they able to lie like they did in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s? No. Now, Bruni's pretty old. So I know Bruni was probably smoking back before that, and they probably did lie to Bruni because he's pretty old. Leave my
buddy alone. Leave him alone.
But they didn't lie to our generation because our generation should have known. The Surgeon General, I mean, I was born in 72.
Oh, we knew
Surgeon
better.
General, we knew better, and we still did it. They didn't lie to me.
We knew better. We knew better.
And we still chose to smoke. So, is that pre-rubbed? It looks pretty small on the previous
It's
screen.
as big as I can make it. It's more for reference for me than you. So I apologize for the size of that.
Lord. I can't read.
Boy, have I heard that before. I found in 2019 a study that was done for these low nicotine cigarettes, and it was non-daily smokers. Non-daily smokers. First of all, what non-daily?
Don't say what because I can't read it.
Decreased cigarette consumption. What was the actual number? It said a staggering 51% of them. Well, the number was actually non-daily smokers, 1.5 less cigarettes a day, and they made that a staggering 51%. So that's the tobacco control math. So I questioned 22nd Century. The Circle is the company, the Twitter line company of 20XXII. And they said, right. 238 non-daily intermittent smokers met the criteria for the study of not planning to quit, and not one of them quit. Good job, because at least it's this century. So they're being an idiot to begin with, whoever that was at the time. I think they've changed. And the other part of this that people may not know or understand when I hit my back button while I'm still sharing is this one's bigger. This originally was going to be a drug. They were going to put it through as a drug. They were going to put this as a prescription. They were going to prescribe cigarettes, just so you folks know.
They used to, though.
Anyway, yeah.
In,
for
in
weight loss.
In the 40s and 50s, they did prescribe cigarettes for weight loss.
Yeah. I listened to Charles.
For the young ladies.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because nicotine does what?
Well, my grandmother used to blow cigarette smoke in my ear when I had an earache.
Yes, mine did too. God, we are the same age.
And it worked.
I don't know if it worked, but yeah.
Either that or at least, my grandma and your grandma might be the same age. I don't know. Because you're like 8 years older than me.
In dog
or
years.
80. Or 80.
Hey, listen. Don't be picking on Bruni anymore. I don't like that. You leave Bruni alone.
You pick on
I pick on Paul.
I pick on Paul. You pick on Skip all the time.
That's different. She's on her way, you know that, right? So yeah, prescriptions. So think of them prescribing cigarettes today, 2022. Yeah. Think about that.
Thank you, Shannon.
So sad.
Shannon's also helping me block the
good.
The bots.
Oh, good. I don't mind.
I blocked him, and then she deleted his comment, and I blocked him.
I don't mind.
We're tag teaming. I have to have the YouTube channel. I am not super vain. I don't have two windows showing me on purpose.
Right. I couldn't stand to look at you more than once either.
I'm having to look at myself twice now, and
I don't even like
I'm really annoyed. I'm really annoyed that there's like an 8-second lag between this window and this window.
Yes.
It just sort of drives me crazy.
So the end of my rant of the lower nicotine cigarettes is that it's not the nicotine, period.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah. Anybody with any sense knows better.
My wife keeps all my cents. She took all my money.
And your sack is back there in the corner, ain't it? You got it nailed up.
No, I actually got that out of her purse before she left.
Good for you. Listen.
So
how many years you been married?
I like 10.
Oh, I love this. This came up accidentally on purpose because
So
let's get him on the show.
Lisa Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
That's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Sinatra says, "My dad is 95. He started smoking when he was 9 years old. So he and you started almost the same time, but you started when you were like 4.
I was 9, same age.
Oh, so you're 95 too. Okay.
Yeah.
So I finally convinced him to switch to vaping a few months ago. He switched after 86 years of smoking. So I think everybody should clap.
Absolutely.
For Mr. Sinatra, I'm assuming.
Go down the comment until I tell you not to.
So Jim McDonald, Didymus, what are you asking for?
There's somebody that said it seems the older folks like Ed do better with the Nick Salt.
Because none of these comments have anything to do with. I don't know what this is about.
Okay, it may have been on someone else's over tweet, but that the device that he's using is probably better for the older people because they don't want to have bullshit and filling shit and doing.
That's like a pod thing
and coils and
I don't say bad things about any vape device that somebody likes and uses that helps them stop smoking is the right vape device.
Yeah, there's no right way. There's no right way. There's
no
right way of anything to quit smoking.
Tic Tac is mad at you now, Kevin. Just saying.
Why? What do you do? What did I say?
Called you a jackass.
Oh, he said jackasses. That's plural. That's more than one. That
But
means it's you and me.
I'm
You're
refusing
exempt?
to acknowledge that he included me in that statement.
Are you exempt?
I am
The
exempt.
fuck are you exempt?
It's my fucking channel. That's why.
Send me the form. Because it's my channel. It's my channel. I can mute you.
I can mute.
This ain't been the first
Have I
time
ever
you
done
muted
that?
me.
Have I ever done that to you?
Muted me. You've muted Fig. You've muted other guests.
I only mute you when there's like a horrible sound in the background.
Well, that's usually
you're
talking.
You're not self-aware enough to tell that like I can't hear the guest because your heater or air conditioner is blowing right on your microphone.
Because the dog's itching himself, and yeah.
That's the only time I've ever muted you. No, I did mute Kev. I did mute Fig once.
Why is he mad at you? What happened? What'd you do?
Because you said you make fun of him.
Oh, well, that was like 8 minutes ago.
I know, but there's a delay. He's in Australia. He's got Australian internet. They're like 8 minutes behind.
Can you imagine a 90-some-odd-year-old guy going, "Give me that fucking thing because I like it. It's great."
I want my cotton candy e-liquid.
80 freaking years.
I want to know what he's vaping. I want to know if it's like Fruity Pebbles or donut with sprinkles or whatever. You know, I want to know what flavor he's vaping. We should ask.
Skip, if you're still on here, did you read that thing with Lorian? Because of this Clive's article? Because if you didn't, you better.
You bet. Are you bossing her around now?
I've asserted myself, sir.
Really?
I don't think it'll do any good. I'm married. I know better, but I tried. You got
Who
effort.
do you think you are? You're not Mark. Oh. Poor Mark. He's probably dead in the basement now. I feel bad.
He's in the basement going, "I got nicotine."
I feel sort of bad for Mark. He's probably seeing little Tweety bird. She probably hit him over the head with a frying pan or something.
Cast iron skillet.
Hey, when I was a kid, this is not vaping related. When I was a kid, I was probably in the 5th grade, so my brother would have been in the 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little mouthy, and my mom's 100% Irish.
Yeah.
Both of her, you know. So, my brother and her were arguing. You know how teenagers argue with their parents, and he said something to his mother that he should never, ever, ever say.
Oh.
And my mom had these decorative skillets hanging on the wall, you know, like back in like the 80s, like the copper and the brass pans and pots and pans.
Yep.
Like they were for show. They were not for cooking.
Okay.
He called my mom a B word.
He did not. Oh.
And my mom's best friend was standing there, and my mom reached over and grabbed the number 9 skillet off of the wall and threw it at his head and knocked his ass out. So this is why I say you must be kind to women and not use demeaning language to women.
I'm scared of her. Skip, I'm tagging you on Twitter, and I just put it in the YouTube chat. I don't think it'll show up, though. It's about Lorian Jolly with scaring, 76 continents of professors. That way you got it again.
Why are you having half of a conversation?
She knows what I'm talking about.
It's disconcerting.
Not only do I pick on her, I love her dearly. So I'm giving her a Troop said don't call him cranky.
Cranky is mild compared to what this dumbass said to his mama.
Is he alive still?
Well, he's never been the same. He's quite
say, did it knock some sense out of him? Was it that hard? Because if you get knocked out, you're...
Yeah, I would say that it definitely slowed his
And for some reason, what's
essential
sad
progress.
all I can think of is that you probably egged this on. You probably pissed her off, and she ended up taking it out on him anyway. Whether he was right or wrong.
I don't believe so. I don't believe I'm
You were not-
responsible for this. Now,
You weren't
I
the
will
captain.
say I was a sneaky little bastard, and I used to borrow money from my mom's purse without asking permission.
Oh.
And there was a stage where my mom was at the store and had groceries all stacked up there and pulled money out of her purse to pay for the groceries, and she was $5 short.
Looking at you.
And
Looking at him. He got slapped.
No, that was later when we came home from school, and she had been embarrassed, and she immediately grabbed a hold of him and beat his ass. And he kept denying it, and I had disappeared.
And you were giggling somewhere, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
she knows now. Like, I gave her $5 back. Like,
prostitution.
I probably bought a pack of cigarettes with him, so, you know.
Oh, my God. You were the catalyst and the restitutioner. Because I'm making up words like everybody else.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do.
Oh, my God.
You know, over the years, I was the little brother, so I got my ass beat all the time anyway. So,
yeah,
he deserved it, you know.
Well, I'm 6 of 7, so, and 1 of 2. So there you go.
I thought you were the oldest.
My sister and I, yes. But I'm.
So you're not 6 of 7. You're 2 of 7. It's
a long story. Dad got married, had 5 kids, got divorced, married my mother, had 2. I'm 1 of 2, and I'm 6 of 7.
Oh. Skip, I pay all of her bills now. So, yeah, I paid her back.
She still doesn't like you either.
She lives in my house. And my name is on the lease, even though I don't live there. And I say, as long as you live in my house, you'll follow my rules.
You're such a twit.
And she says, go fuck yourself.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, she says, go fuck yourself.
She's now on her way to Texas as well. You guys may meet up at a Denny's or something to plan your plotted. Never mind. This could be used in court. Oh my goodness.
I admit it.
You were just a shithead, that's all.
Many years later, I was like, Mom, you remember that time you were $5 short and you beat the shit out of Bill, and he like couldn't stand up and couldn't sit down, couldn't lay down for 5 days. Here's your $5.
Oh, Lord. Clang.
I said to my mom, hey, why don't you move to Texas, and live in the guest room? And she's like, fuck that. I was like, that would save me rent. And she's like, no, fuck that. You're going to pay for me to live in Pennsylvania. I was like, okay.
She's getting her $5 back, ain't she? She's afraid you'd steal from her purse. She's living with your ass.
I think I bought her the purse. What the hell?
You probably did. You probably did.
I'm a good son.
Oh my God. Is correct. See, Skip's on my side. She don't like you either.
Nobody likes me. It's okay. I'm good with that.
Man.
So, Kevin, that's all of the shit. That's all the crap that you put in the chat.
All I know is
I snuck into the chat. That's everything.
I worked less hard to be in a study so others could have room to get in it, and they didn't. You guys got to work harder.
I don't want to be in a study, and I don't want people to think I'm a robot.
I think it's hilarious.
I don't want people to think I have mechanical parts. I
metal spleens or anything? No. All right.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I was trying to remember, where did I use this picture? To Greg Conley.
Uh-oh. Has he ever shown up in the room?
Once, years ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, this is Friday night, so it's a little bit of a.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Well,
he's like 22. He's playing Nintendo or something, right? Greg's like a kid.
Actually, it was not him. It was Brian Foytik.
Okay.
So Brian Foytik posts this really lovely picture of Jacqueline Bisset.
Okay. Couldn't have known that was her until you said so, but all right.
So this is Philip Kirschberg says, date yourself by dropping a pic of your first celebrity crush.
Oh, there's a couple of them in there for me.
So this is Jacqueline Bisset. I can't believe you can't recognize. She's a very attractive.
I know who she is. I just didn't recognize that photo of her being her. So then I thought it was Skip.
Philip actually tweeted a picture of Phoebe Cates.
Yep.
Which is here.
What'd you stick in there? Daphne from Scooby-Doo?
No, I put I put 3 lovely women.
I know Linda Carter.
I had crushes on when I was.
I don't know the other 2. Who's Linda? Who's the other 2?
Erin Gray from Buck Rogers.
Nope. All right. I don't know her.
She was Colonel Wilma Deering. And this is the Bionic Woman.
Is that Lindsay Wagner?
Yes, that's Lindsay Wagner.
What is she, like 12?
No, this is from like the first season of the
No kidding.
Bionic Woman. Yeah.
I'm too young to remember that series.
You're a lying ass dog. These are 3 women that I had crushes on in my prepubescent adolescence.
Prepubescent. Mine was Farrah.
Even then, and when I was like 5 and 6 years old, these 3 hotties were on my target list.
Elizabeth Montgomery, Farrah, and I forget the third one offhand. Oh, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson?
Oh my God! When she was in Good Times, oh my God!
But you were already like 12 or 15 years old. No, you were already in your mid-20s probably by the time Good Times was on.
Oh my God, I wanted to marry that girl.
You're a pervy old man.
She's the same age as me.
No, she's not.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Now I got to look it up. Janet Jackson.
Skip says that she was crushed on Davy Jones, Peter Tork, Mickey Dolenz. I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. Brian or Nesbitt. I know all of the monkeys' names. How embarrassing is that?
Janet is exactly like 7 months older than me.
Well, she definitely wears it way better than you.
Or no, I'm sorry, a year and a half. May 66, I was December 67. She's a year and a half older than me.
Yolanda says Leif Garrett. Tom Horowitz says Sophia Loren.
Yep.
Skip is the monkeys, which I already named all 4 of them, which is embarrassing that I actually know their names. Because that was way before my time.
Dave, Mike. I don't know.
No. Mickey Dolenz, Peter Tork, Nesbitt. I'm trying to remember what his first name. Mike Nesbitt and Davy Jones.
Yeah.
And then secretly, the songwriter for 90% of their music was Neil Diamond. If you didn't know that.
I was going to say, if you couldn't tell, now you do. The minute you hear it, you go, oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, anywho, we've already blown through all of our content for tonight, Kevin.
That's good. And we still get along. That's
surprisingly, I haven't tried to kill you. Even though you're trying to get Skip to drive to Texas and kill me.
I'm willing to pay for the gas.
You want to be an accessory.
Yes. I want to go to court and just be the
David
accessory.
Lloyd says Lori Partridge, Susan Day.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about her.
Yeah.
And
again,
of course,
way Daphne, before my time, and I still know who that is.
Daphne from Scooby-Doo as well. Now,
I didn't know that. I'm thinking
I had a crush on her.
Daphne from Scooby-Doo is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
What? I'm not
she
talking
was
about
the Daphne in the
I'm talking about the cartoon. Yeah, goofball. And we still have viewers.
It's surprising.
There's
still some people here.
Man.
There's still some people here. I do want to. So do you have final thoughts? I guess
I have final thoughts that you should all. I highly suggest I don't make anybody do anything. You read Clive's 2014 blog about Lori and Jolly. It came up accidentally in a thread somewhere, and somewhere in the middle I got tagged or something, and yeah, it's pretty good. Watch for because you got to quit nicotine. You should go directly to the lower nicotine cigarettes immediately, so you can stop that nicotine that's bad for you. And try to get into the Twitter line and get in the study. I mean, it's fun.
Steve says Diana Rigg, who was Miss Peel, but also she was Miss James Bond she was James Bond's wife.
Diana Rigg.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service. She was hot in a skin tight cat suit, like patent leather, latex. Oh yeah, back in the day. But for those of you that didn't know, she was actually James Bond's wife.
That's how I read it.
Yeah, but I want everyone to have a great weekend. I'm currently batching it this weekend, so I'm going to drink beer and eat red meat for like the next 2 days.
And scratch your butt and walk around,
fart, and just do all of the stuff. But I also want everyone to thank Mark.
Mark, yes.
For the lovely, awesome photographs that he sends. I also want him to. I want Skip to know that we respect Mark. Mark has your
best interest at heart.
Yes.
Period.
He wants to. He knows that you're busting your ass and that you need a break. He did communicate with us tonight. So we love our brother. Even though he doesn't know who the fuck we are, that somehow
bastard and asshole most of the
time. we steal a couple hours of his wife's relaxation time per week. But he cares. He cares.
That's what I love.
I love this. This is my favorite one though.
I wanted to get a damn Twitter so we can just directly talk to him.
Yeah.
I think he should come on the show. His perspective of an advocate from his perspective. It'd be like my wife, because she don't give a shit. She would never do it. But somebody that might would be somebody like him.
Yeah. And I mean, this is this is our secret coded message from Mark. Because he specifically says, this is for the TV guys.
The TV guys. So what I like about this is that it's a cry for help, but not really. He's like SOS. Well, no, I'm joking.
But he got the one-eyed "you're going to die" look.
He's used to that. It's Skip.
I could just imagine she's like.
Oh my goodness.
And Kevin even said here, let her sleep. She can see the replays.
See? I could be nice. There's a record of it.
I hope that every one of you have a spouse, partner, mate, pet, whatever you want to call your significant other that cares for you as much as Mark cares for Skip.
Yes.
So go do the family thing this weekend. Go tuck your kiddos in if they're still tuckable, because some of them, they get a certain age and don't want to be tucked anymore. Go and find your wife, husband, partner, significant other and plant a big wet on them. and enjoy the weekend. Do the stuff, and just keep your eyes open, because right now, I said in the show notes, we feel like we're in a lull right now. Like, this is when they're doing their fucking work. This is when they're working. Don't ignore the fact just because you don't hear anything, there's shit happening, and you need to keep your eyes on a swivel. Yep. Make sure that you're making an effort every day to check your Googles, to pay attention to what's going on, because there is shit going on, and they're going to sneak stuff in when we think they're not. So just be alert. Pay attention to CASA. Pay attention to, you don't have to wait for CASA to tell you to do something. Go do your Google searches. I mean, I do it every day, 2 or 3 times a day, because of the news cycle and the times that they post new stuff. I found articles today that Kevin hadn't seen yet. That's because I found it before he did. Minnesota's looking at a flavor ban. David Lloyd, wherever he says, I mean, he's in the UK or somewhere, because he actually added the U in flavor. So he's either Canadian or UK-ish. Yep. So they're still doing shit. And just be alert. Be alert. And bust your ass when it... What?
A shout out to Vapors UK. 8 years of their news. 8 years.
What is that?
Vapors Org UK.
Never heard of it.
What is that? I do their news once a week.
Is that a web-based vape news site?
Oh no, they are not a news site. They link the news.
So do they link news from vaping periodicals?
Everything, research, opinion pieces on occasion.
I have a very low opinion of vaping news sites. No. Especially the grammar, because we found like typos and grammar errors in that one.
Right. Tonight. Yeah, no, they will link all, Jim, and they'll link Diane, they'll link whoever. Yeah.
Actual news people.
They also link the actual news people.
Okay.
When I started my survey about a week after I did it, they
I used to publish a vaping magazine. I'm just,
I know you did. I lost you. Where'd you go? There you go. So 8 years is an amazing feat. So
I've been doing this show for 10 years.
Yeah, it's more amazing. So you can search that site that I just threw in the chat.
Nobody ever gave me an award.
Subscribe. I did not expect it, and
I was nominated, but I didn't go to it. I was nominated for an award by SFATA, but I didn't go to the SFATA conference. I went to the VTA conference, so therefore I didn't win. I forfeited.
Yeah. I got mine from Demi. I never got it, but I was presented it via the video. But
Demi.
What? Demetris. Demi.
Not Demi.
It depends on where you're from.
No, Demi Moore.
I think of him as Demi Moore, actually. Have you seen his legs?
Did you not see the pop-up of Demi Moore that came up in the middle of the article a while ago?
I know.
That was quite ugly.
I'm just saying.
She used to be fucking hot, dude. I'm just saying.
Vapors UK.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good weekend. We love you sometimes. Peace. Be good. Stay out of trouble. Bye.
Hello, let me just say I don't like either of you.
Well, that's understandable.